Hello. So in this video, we'll actually talk about another problem from Leetcode. The problem name is first unique character in a string. So what you can see here is that you're given a string S and you have to find out the first non-repeating character in it. Okay, so the character which is non-repeating throughout the whole string, you have to give the first index. If this doesn't exist, then you have to print -1. So let's understand more with the example. Let's assume that you have a string, or let's take the first example only, which is lead code. Now what you can see here is that let us write lead code here, and now in this whole string find out all those characters which are only occurring once. So as you can see, L is only occurring once, T is occurring twice, so don't think about it. T is also occurring once, C is occurring once, O is occurring once, D is occurring once. Okay, so it means that all of these characters are only occurring once. Now you have to print out the first character among all of these characters moving from left to right, which is occurring only once, so which is L. So instead of printing out L, print out the index, which is the 0th index. So as you can see, that's the first problem. Now for the last problem, as you can see, it is AA, BB. Now what you can see here is that which character is occurring only once. This is occurring twice, this is occurring twice. So there is no character which is only occurring once. So the answer is -1, which means that there is no index which is storing a character occurring only once. Cool. So how you can figure out this thing? It's a very simple problem. What you can do here is you can make a hash map, a frequency map, or just make an array of size 26, whatever you want. Okay. So what you will do here is every block in this array represents the frequency of a particular alphabet. So the first one is A, the second one is B, C, D, E, and so on. Now what you can see here is that you will iterate over this string from left to right and store out the frequency of every character in this whole array. Okay, so as you can see that L occurs once, so you will make that L block by 1, increment by 1. Now E occurs once, so increment E by 1. Again E occurs, so make E becomes 2, and so on. So this vector or array, whatever you can say, is the frequency map of this whole string, which stores how many times every character is occurring. Cool. Now after storing that, you have iterated over the whole string, so you have done an O of n time complexity procedure because you have done and iterated over the whole string from left to right. Now in the next step, what you will do, you will again iterate from left to right, and for every character, now you know the frequency of that character. So I know that for L, I directly can jump to that particular frequency and check that, okay, L is only occurred once in this whole string because I have stored the whole string frequency somewhere else. So whenever I'm moving from left to right in the next iteration, I can directly see that, okay, L has only occurred once. And whenever I find out a character which has only occurred once in the whole string, I will directly print out that index, and that's the particular answer. If I iterated over a whole string and I find out no such character which has only occurred once, then the answer is -1. I hope you get the intuition and the logic part. Let's move down to the code part now. So what I've actually done here is I have made a vector which is storing all the frequency of the characters in this whole string, and it is of size 26 because there are 26 characters in the alphabets. Now I have iterated over this whole string using the auto keyword, and what I have done here is that I have taken the ith character, subtracted with a of like the ath character. Why? Because see, this vector is only storing numbers. Okay, so I have to somehow map 0 with a, because in the string I have L, but in this vector has only indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. But I have to somehow map this A character to this, B character to this. How can I map that? Well, I know that these characters also have ASCII values. So A has some ASCII value, B has some ASCII value. So if I subtract from every character, let's assume I am on B. If B has some ASCII character value, which is, let's assume, X. If I subtract out the ASCII value of A from this B, it will be obviously 1. Why? Because see, all these ASCII values are in order. This is the, like, maybe I do not know exactly what is the ASCII value. Let's assume that it is 76. Let's assume. So it is 77. Then it is 78. Now I know that B has a ASCII value of 78. Cool. Now if I subtract the ASCII value of 77 minus the ASCII value of 76, I will get value 1, as you can see, which means that B can be stored at one index. Cool. So I can use this logic to store all these particular characters. So for every character I have to subtract A as an ASCII value, and then I can directly get the index at which I have to store the frequency. I will update that frequency. Now I again iterate over the whole string from left to right and find out that whether the character I am on, which is S of I, the character has the frequency equal to 1. If that character has a frequency equal to 1, what I will do? I will return out the index I am on, because that's the character I want finally. If I cannot find out such character, then the answer is -1. I hope you understand the logic and the code part for this problem. I'll see you next one. Till then, keep coding and bye.